And the final risk is miscalculating the future consequences. Now, our research identified 5 overlooked factors that can wreak havoc on your parenting. The first is visitation. Small items like specific pickup and drop-off times can cause never-ending frustration. After all, do you really want your former spouse to be able to show up unannounced, drop the children off at undesignated, inconvenient times, or interfere with your plans? And even holidays and vacations can become stressful nightmares. Now, you can prevent these types of visitation issues from occurring by adding provisions into your divorce agreement. The second overlooked factor is education. Private school and college costs are often not addressed when children are young at the time of divorce. Post-judgment litigation costs to address this issue can cost thousands later on. If these issues are not addressed prior to divorce, your child's first-year tuition may be spent on litigation rather than education. The third is shared custody. Many parents misunderstand exactly how this works and how much autonomy they lose. The level of ongoing interaction required severely limits your options. This means that there are greater restrictions on your mobility and decision-making. The fourth overlooked factor is emancipation. Contrary to popular belief, a child is not automatically emancipated at age 18. This mistake has actually led to incarceration when a parent failed to pay child support while their child was still in college. Now, not every case is the same, so make sure you address this issue with your attorney. The fifth is unexpected agreements. Making an exception to the terms of your agreement or going along with an informal plan that you expect to be short-term can come back to haunt you. The other parent can use this situation to get the court to make this informal plan a permanent modification. Now let's look at 5 overlooked factors that can wreak havoc on your finances. The first is the case information statement, otherwise known as the CIS. A lack of a comprehensive CIS can adversely affect the outcome of any future litigation. For example, if your financial situation changes later, such as through a job loss, small overlooked details in your CIS can significantly harm your chances of getting any relief. The second factor is tax consequences. Certain disbursement arrangements can add unexpected tax burdens. Retirement accounts are one example. If your tax liability isn't accurately factored into your settlement, it can be worth a lot less than you thought it would be. The third factor is being unprepared. A lawyer will need numerous documents from you: bank statements, records of debt, tax returns, etc., and they bill by the hour. So failing to gather and organize the right documents yourself means you're going to end up paying your lawyer hundreds per hour just to do administrative work. Fourth is overlooked assets. An inexperienced attorney and those representing themselves often overlook non-material assets. Items such as frequent flyer miles and reward points do have value. Non-material assets can be used as bargaining chips, even if they aren't important to you. And the fifth overlooked factor is underestimating an asset's value. One example is the value of household contents. Furniture, artwork, tools, a piano, coin collections, and memorabilia all have value. The overlooked value of household contents can be very significant. Now, lastly, we're going to look at the 5 overlooked factors that can wreak havoc on your future. The first is life insurance. Not adequately insuring your divorce settlement can leave you destitute if your former spouse passes away. Many people don't recognize that alimony actually terminates upon death. Now, if such an event were to occur, you would have no recourse against the estate for unpaid years of alimony you were counting on. However, you can protect yourself by incorporating life insurance into your divorce agreement. The second overlooked factor is debt. Improper handling of marital debt can cause present and future financial problems. The financial burden and collection calls can become a daily stressor when debt is overlooked. Additionally, your credit rating can suffer, and unfortunately, bankruptcy is a common outcome due to poor handling of marital debt. The third factor is inaccurate information. Now, if you hide information from your lawyer, or your lawyer doesn't ask you for the right information, this could leave yourself open to serious sanctions from the court. Moreover, the court may view you as untrustworthy and side with your spouse on important issues. The fourth overlooked factor is time. Allowing too much time to pass before enforcing a court order can leave you without recourse. For example, if your ex fails to pay for unreimbursed medical expenses, Allowing too much time to go by before seeking enforcement could leave you unable to collect. The court may consider your failure to follow up as a waiver of your right to reimbursement. In such an event, your best course of action is to make the violation a matter of record with the court, thus preserving the ability to collect. Then it's your choice whether to cut your spouse a break or not. The fifth factor is documentation. Paying with cash versus leaving a paper trail is a common mistake. Now think about it. If you can't prove that you've made a cash payment, you may be required to pay again. Additionally, failure to keep records can result in a proof problem, thus preventing you from being able to collect a reimbursement. You should keep in mind that losing or misplacing your divorce agreement often leads to unintentional noncompliance and sanctions, so it really is best to keep it in a safe place, and you might want to consider having a duplicate copy. So in summary, the legal process can be intimidating and confusing at a time when your emotions are more intense than ever. The relationships in your life are changing and you may feel alone. If you don't choose wisely, your lawyer can add to the burden and jeopardize your future. But there are steps you can take to protect yourself, your family, and your future.